Thank you very much for being here. So now I take a note to myself for a successful meeting. Freeze them, make them exercise and sing. And it is going to work. Also, of course, provide a good topic and interesting speakers. Thank you very much. And see, Mr. Simon Pakopi. So let me stand on protocols observed. Already established, but just acknowledge my dear friend, Her Excellency Al-Kabatia, the European Namibia representative, and the three Namibian young female leaders, Patience, Desiree, and Charlize, present here, and welcome. It's of course important to have you here. Plus the next speakers, Mr. Alan Muranguera from the Youth Facts for Justice Network, and Mrs. Marie Clarice Aboyekale from the African CFTA Continental Secretariat. And of course, first of all the youth representatives here from Namibia and SADC. I usually speak fast, and it will be even faster because it's cold. So ladies and gentlemen, very good morning to you. Also to our online participants. As a young person, young at heart, it's a great pleasure for me to attend today's South Africa Youth Consultation Workshop on the African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement, Protocol on Women and Youth in Trade. More so, as the African Union declared 2023 as the year of the African Continental Free Trade Agreement, in order to, as we heard already, to accelerate the implementation of this trade area. I would like to commend the Namibian government through the work of the Presidential Advisor on Youth and respective land ministries for organizing this event, which is also attended by some 40 young people, live and many more online from various SADC countries, 8 or 10. We would like to furthermore applaud the Namibian government for its leadership in signing and ratifying the African Free Trade Agreement, establishing the National Committee, finalizing the strategy, and addressing non-tariff barriers, which include roads, ports, and customs systems, in order to make it easier to trade for Namibia with other African countries. I am here on behalf of the European Union, which I'm sure you know, is an organization brought by 27 member states, and we're with more than 450 million of people. So for us, we think it's a lot, but Africa is double of that in terms of member states and triple of that in terms of the number of people. The EU is based on the free trade area and single market. So therefore, economic integration is in our DNA. That's what the European Union is about. But it's also about many other things, but it's one of the fundamentals. So we are therefore a strategic partner to support the African economic integration agenda, and we share the common vision of the Africa Continental Free Trade Agreement as reiterated during the Africa-EU Summit in February 2022. Over the last 7 years, the EU has allocated more than 400 million euro, which would be $8 billion Namibian dollars in current exchange rate, for programs on economic integration and trade in Africa. These are managed at national and regional level and are key to realize the continental free trade area. In addition, the EU allocated 74 million euro in support to the Free Trade Area Agreement by focusing on capacity building for the negotiations, ratification, the architecture and implementation of this agreement on the continental and regional level. More recently, as part of the European Union Global Gateway Strategy, the EU reinforced its commitment to accompany African efforts to improve the enabling environment for investments, both within Africa and between Africa and the EU, which is at the moment main trade partner for African continent. In this spirit, we have stepped out funding to trade and economic integration from the previous 474 million over the last 7 years to 630 million euro for the new regional program for Sub-Saharan Africa, which runs from 2021 to 2027. EU institutions and our 27 member states similarly team up to leverage impact under the form of Team Europe initiative. With this new approach, we have recently put in place, together with some of the member states, Germany, France, and Sweden, a specific Team Europe initiative technical assistance facility for AfCFTA of 24 million euro, from which all the African Union Commission member states, mandated actors in economic integration and trade, and the private sector can benefit. So there is a specific technical assistance facility for all the member states and economic operators. Closer to home, in Namibia, the EU supports Namibia with €6 million program to implement the Economic Partnership Agreement. So Namibia's participation in the regional SADC Economic Partnership Agreement. This includes actions that contribute to regional and continental trade and integration, and that's also why we're very happy to be part of and support today's engagement. The greatest challenge to the AfCFTA is inadequate implementation, and like in other intergovernmental agreements, this can only make a difference in the lives of Namibian citizens to the extent that its promises and commitments are implemented. So that's what we are discussing today, how to implement it for the benefit of the youth, women, but in general the citizens. Furthermore, we believe that priority should be given to investment in women and youth in all phases of the agreement implementation arrangements. Reasons are that Africa has the world's youngest population, with over 400 million young people aged 15 to 35. And it is certainly no news to anyone here that in Africa, the real traders are women. So this rings true for Namibia as well. To spur Africa's economic progress and advance the SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals, the critical mass of youth and women remains the main anchor of the Free Trade Agreement, which is also Agenda 2063, the Continental Development Blueprint. Today's event, therefore, poses an excellent opportunity to hear the voices of the youth and women in order to shape and inform the protocol on women and youth in trade, which will aid its relevance and implementation. For women and youth-led businesses to effectively participate in intra-Africa trade, it is essential to speak to the realities that they face, that you face, namely difficulty in accessing financing, information, capacity constraints, and bridging the digital divide, amongst others. The Minister also already mentioned the problems related to the actual physical trading, the transport, the borders, the harassment, and these kind of things on the top of it. Free trade can only be free if it actually benefits the people. Youth empowerment is a top priority for European Union Commissioner for International Partnerships, Jutta Urpilainen, who visited Namibia in January this year. And the EU believes that young people must be involved in shaping and implementing our external action, including the one in Namibia. In this regard, the initiative called Youth Sounding Board aims to create a real, fundamental, and long-lasting change in how the EU engages with young people in its development cooperation. This initiative will be implemented in Namibia soon, and we are now in the process of selecting its members, young people from all walks of life and from across the country, who responded to our call of expression of interest. Let us rethink the architecture of trade agreements to integrate youth and women as drivers of cross-border trade, and at the same time reinvigorate access and inclusion as a priority for the future. So please, keep your heads high and focus on the horizon. We are very happy to support this process and wish you all fruitful deliberations and are looking forward to the outcomes. Thank you very much.